Welcome. This is Lana J. Ray, and I've got a news update on this wonderful Tuesday. And it is September 26, 2023. And today I'm going to focus in a little bit on President Donald J. Trump and give you some clips of some things on Telegram from some other news channels, things that are coming through, things to remember that he said. Because, guys, the man doesn't make mistakes on camera. He's very, very sure of the words he's using, even when we think he's messed up. No, look the word up that he used. It means something. If you think he's just a regular person, just like all the rest of the politicians, you are not paying attention. And I want you to. I want you to pay attention because he's telling us stuff that's happened already, that's not coming through any mainstream media because they won't report it, because they don't report the truth. They report the narrative given to them by whoever's owning them, whoever's paying them, whoever's threatening them. We should know that by now. Okay, so these are things. I'm going to put some of these up to the mic so you can hear it. This came out this morning. It doesn't really give me where it's coming from, but he did a video. This is probably on his Truth Social account under Donald J. Trump. It's a verified account. Just listen to what Trump's saying right here. It's real quick. Part of what he's waking us up to.
One of the many things I have done as president and thereafter is to expose the massive corruption and fraud that takes place on a regular basis within the USA. Hard to believe, isn't it? Look how corrupt the Department of Injustice has turned out to be, and the FBI with FISA, Twitter files, lies to Congress and everywhere else, the laptop from hell, Facebook, the top agent in charge of the Russia hoax just being arrested, an insurance policy, and 51 intel agents. It's a big scam. I exposed it all, and I will be the one to clean it up. Make America great again. Thank you.
All right. What's he saying? He's going to be the one to clean it up. Well, there's some, and you guys know, you can like it or not, but I do follow the Q post. Everything that's on there has happened or is getting ready to happen. You just can't get away from it. And you can ask yourself, how can that be? Because these things were written like back in 2017, 18, I think up to 19, and then they stopped somewhere in there. We've heard that they're coming back any minute to do a little bit more updating. But we're in a military sting operation. I don't know if you've ever listened to Derek Johnson, but you need to. He's on Telegram as well. But it's all in the war codes, the military war codes. I'm going to talk about that maybe at some other point. But so how do you show the public the truth? How do you show we the people, all of your different political people, how do you show them the truth about what's happening in our nation and around the world? How do you safeguard U.S. elections? How do you remove foreign interference and corruption and install U.S.-owned voter ID laws and other safeguards? It had to be this way. Sometimes you must walk through the darkness before you see the light. You know, the election fraud of 2020 could have been resolved very quickly, and then we would have never known the amount of evil that these some of our top politicians, not all of them, um, them, and then this whole cabal that controls everybody and owns 90% of the world's wealth throughout our whole world, we would have never seen some of this stuff. We would have never heard a little bit more about Bill Gates and his involvement, the computer guy that's involved in medicine. Yeah, like what sense does that make? Um, all right, now the next one. Oh, and it's on here. Joe Rogan's going to vote for Trump this time. Wow. I guess that's a big deal. I don't listen a lot to Joe Rogan, but I know that he's getting the awakening moment is happening to him as well. I want you to listen to this update from this guy. It came from TikTok, but you can verify all of this information about the Georgia indictment that Trump's case is filed with. But let's listen to an update where this guy talks about what's going on there.
I have a major Donald Trump update coming out of the state of Georgia. The judge that is ruling over the trial of the 19 co-conspirators that allegedly interfered to take away the presidential victory of Joe Biden has a massive update. As of right now, the judge is saying that the 19 co-defendants are not going to trial on October 23rd. 2 of the 19 have already peeled off, Sidney Powell and Kenneth Chesborough. They also tried to separate from each other, but the judge said, no, you guys were basically, you're stuck together. The other 17, the judge said, might and probably should try to peel off and have their own day in court. The judge then mocked DA Fani Willis mildly by saying, there isn't a court in the county that could handle 19 people. What on earth were you thinking? On top of that, he slighted her by saying, you did not give any of these 19 people due process or the ability to have a pre-trial preparation. So basically, she shot this down because Fani Willis was trying to take away these Americans' legal rights to having time to go through all of the documentation and create a position for their court case. Now, as of right now, there are no dates on when this will go forward, but President Donald Trump will not be in a courtroom on October 23rd and will likely be pushed into sometime in 2024.
Yeah, well. All right, breaking news today from the Insider paper. Amazon. Amazon sued by U.S. regulators in 17 states alleging that its policies inflate online prices and stifle competition. Looks like Amazon's in trouble once again. And of course, Jeff Bezos left that. Wonder why he left. Don't you ever wonder why you got Zuckerberg over Facebook? You've got the Twitter guy, you've got Amazon, you've got George Soros stepping down. You've got now, last week, we had Murdoch from Fox News, the CEO and whatever on the board. Murdoch, the big opposition guy to President Trump, he's resigned. Why? Why now? All of these guys. There's like a list. There's like a list of I don't know how many CEOs from all these big companies that have resigned. They've either had a heart attack, they've died, something's happened to them. Why is all this happening? Do you guys not think there's something going on? There is something going on. You just need to wake up and start listening and watching for stuff. Um, it's incredible. I mean, this is like August 24th, 2023, the mugshot. President Trump's mugshot. Did you, do you guys, that's not even a real mugshot. Have you seen a mugshot that has the, the height ruler thing on the wall that they stand next to, and they're usually, they're looking pretty pitiful, and this is the picture. This was an intentional picture for some reason. And of course, there's some implications about this being an important moment in time. Okay, so here's another one that came through Truth Social under Donald J. Trump's verified account. So, with the revelation of massive and widespread fraud and deception, in working closely with the big tech corporations, the DNC, and the Democrat Party, do you throw the presidential election results of 2020 out and declare the rightful winner? Or do you have a new election? A massive fraud of this type and magnitude allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution. Our great founders did not want and would not condone false and fraudulent elections. And I'm telling you, we do not have any freedom, liberty, or justice for all at all if we can't vote and our vote counts. Guys, they've controlled this stuff for years. And we can't move on with anything until we fix 2020. We cannot move into 2024. What are you expecting to happen? They stole the election in so many different ways. It wasn't just mail-in ballots. There were countries getting into the internet and moving ballots at 3 a.m. It's massive. This is why he's saying it's massive. Okay, so now we've also got, at the end of the month, in the next few days, I think by September 30th, and maybe it happens on October 1st, we're up against the shutdown of the government again. Will they do it? I think they'll do it this time. At some point, everything's got to shut down. The government, the stock market, the banks, everything in this fraudulent monetary system that is owned by the cabal, the paper money that's worthless. They just print paper. And we think it's something. We think it means something. Well, guess what? BRICS is going to decide not to use our paper money anymore, and they don't want to have anything to do with our dollar. So the petrodollar is now going to mean nothing to BRICS, and we've got Saudi Arabia joined them now with Russia and China and all of them. But of course, you might not know because it's been a while since I've done a video, but BRICS is actually, I believe, part of the good guys. Now, in every one of those countries, there's been the CCP. They've been infiltrated by the corrupted cabal, CCP, deep state. There's a lot of names for them. What's the names for them? Black hat, deep state, the establishment. They're all connected, different levels of darkness. That's biblical. That's why this whole thing's going to be biblical. Trump breaks with McCarthy, pushing Republicans to shut down the government. And that's on Newsbreak. Will it happen this time? I hope so. I'm ready for this thing to rock and roll down. Let's get there. Let's get past all of this darkness because there is light coming. We send Moses in to hit that water, and God's going to part that Red Sea, and a bunch of us, we're all going to cross over. And then, about the time the enemy thinks they've won, the waters get released, and they just float down, never to be seen again. I think I'm ready for that, aren't you? And breaking, President Trump says he will investigate mainstream media outlets for country-threatening treason if he's reelected. Which, guys, I don't really think the 2024 election's even going to happen. And I know any of you guys listening to me, I'm involved in a lot of political groups and all that, so I don't always voice what I think when I'm there. But, there's ways to stop an election that's constitutional. Biden could just, declare a war with Russia or North Korea at any moment. And yeah, well, does that take Congress to vote? I mean, anything, right? At this point, whatever's on the script is what they're going to do to get what needs to be done. But there's a way to do it. Call war. It stops the elections. There's different ways to stop elections. I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think it's going to. I could be wrong. It's my opinion. Here we are. Everybody's got one. No sense in fighting over it. We'll just play it and watch it. See what happens. Breaking on Insider Paper, Ford, the auto company, Ford suddenly pauses massive EV battery project in Michigan that Republicans are probing over CCP ties. Imagine that. And a little bit on that, on the media committing treason. Former president, well, he's not former, he's still the president. I don't care what you say. I think there's a continuity of government in place right now. I think it can be proved with documentation. President Donald Trump has vowed that the MSNBC and NBC News will be investigated for country-threatening treason. In a post to Truth Social, he blasted the network's parent company, Comcast. They are almost all dishonest and corrupt, but Comcast, with its one-sided and vicious coverage of NBC News, and in particular MSNBC, often incorrectly referred to as the MSDNC, Democrat National Committee, should be investigated for its country-threatening treason. They are a true threat to democracy and are, in fact, the enemy of the people. The fake news media should pay a price for what they've done to our great country. And I'm telling you right now, that is going to happen. That is going to happen. They've committed treason. Anybody who's committed treason and helped to push a narrative that the elections were fine, and Fox News, Hannity himself, brought Arizona. He was the one that declared Arizona to go to Biden. I'm telling you. I don't know what to think about him. And maybe there was something there about him. He was maybe he was a part of something. But these guys are going. You know what happens with treason? And you know, Trump, before he supposedly left office, signed executive orders to bring back hanging fire squad. Hangings and fire squads back. And he expanded Gitmo like massive. Gitmo can hold a whole lot more people. Why do you think he did that? Why do you think he did that? Can you not put the pieces together? You expand Gitmo. Now you've got the mainstream media has committed treason, plus majority of our whole Congress has committed treason. Not all of them. We're going to have a handful left. I mean, the DOJ, the FBI, the CIA, all of these people, whoever they are, and the military knows. Hangings and fire squads. We're going to see it. We're going to see it. It's going to happen. I have no reason. Do we have any reason not to believe that? Do you have any reason not to believe it? Oh, and now, man, Mark Milley's in trouble. General Milley. President Donald J. Trump said on social media that the wicked general was worthy of an execution for betraying the uniform and the nation. He's another one. Any of these generals that have sided with the cabal, been a part of that whole network of corruption against the American people, those guys are all going. That's another reason why Gitmo's expanded. We're talking hundreds of thousands of corrupted politician, military, anybody, government officials. It's going to extend over into Hollywood for pedophilia. Crimes against humanity is added to this. That's all military tribunals for crimes against humanity. All this, the Freedom movie, if you've seen that, you know what's going on there. Everybody, this is a massive takedown of the corruption in our country and all the countries all over the world. You guys need to get a feel for this, because at some point we are going to have the EBS, Emergency Broadcast System, or the EAS to be, some people get real picky about it, the Emergency Alert System. One way or the other, when some of this stuff comes out, especially about Obama and Mike, and that's been leaking out everywhere. I mean, even all of your big podcasters are saying Obama and Mike. I'm just, oh my gosh, who would have thought but we're here. We are here, guys, after 3 years. We are here. And you need to have water, food, and your cash out of your bank. I'm not a financial advisor. Get the cash out of your bank, because the banks are going to close down before this thing's over. There's so many more people that's got to get a clue how bad it is. This is not just a 4-year election. It's so much more than that. Oh, you got to listen to Trump. If you hadn't seen him in South Carolina, I think it was yesterday, listen to this little shot of what he's saying and really listen to the words, guys.
We broke the record twice. We're going to break it a third time. We're going to break our own record. So less than 5 months from now, we're going to defeat crooked Joe Biden. We're going to take back our country, and we're going to make America great again. We broke the record twice. We're going to break it a third.
What? You know, here again, Trump doesn't make mistakes in his messages. In less than 5 months from now, we're defeating Biden. Okay, now, let's see. 5 months from the end of September. October, November, December, January. End of February. By the end of February. That has nothing to do with November 2024. What's he talking about? Hey, it's coming. I'm telling you. It is coming. We've got more than enough evidence. More than enough evidence. Things that he's saying, things that is happening in Congress. There's going to be an event that occurs that's going to stop that 2024 election. And have you followed the Brunson brothers at all that filed with the Supreme Court? They have went all the way up through the court systems. They are sitting at the Supreme Court. I'm hearing October 2nd is the date that the Supreme Court, U.S. Supreme Court, is supposed to rule on this case. They are saying that Congress was illegally they committed an illegal act on January 6th when they did not go and go back and meet together about whether or not there was fraud in the election. They were under oath to do that for the American people to keep us safe. They refused to do it. They just pushed everything on through. The fact that they didn't do that is illegal. It's treasonous. And the U.S. Supreme Court is going to be ruling on that. They could overturn the election right there. Some people think they already have. It just hasn't come out through the mainstream media. You know, you would think that would be easy to do, but if we are landlocked, guys, we're landlocked with the mainstream media. How are we supposed to know anything that's happening anywhere if the evil guys own the media? There's no telling what we don't know. There's no telling what we believe that's not even true. We really don't know what. You better keep your ears and keep your brain open. Keep your mind open. Keep it open. It's gonna be a great time. A great time. Anyway, there's those are just a few of the things I just wanted. This might be good. Here we go.
Breaking. FBI and not Trump is guilty of Russian collusion. In fact, the guy in charge of the investigation, former FBI agent Charles McConigal, pleads guilty for hiding payments from the Russians. He investigated the 2016 Trump campaign for alleged ties to Moscow. What a coincidence.
Breaking just moments ago, former FBI agent Charles McGonigal has pled guilty to covering up payments from a source. He pled guilty in a separate case last month to working with a Russian oligarch who was under U.S. sanctions. That is not allowed. McGonigal ran the FBI's counterintelligence division, reportedly had a role in launching the investigation into former President Trump. What a story from this former FBI agent.
Yeah. Nicholas Verdeman, something like that. Can't remember his name. That's just a few of the things that are connected to Trump right now. There's a whole lot more. I may do another video, but it's been 30 minutes. I just wanted to give you a little bit of something to chew on today on this September 26, 2023. I'm going to have more updates. I may do another one today or tomorrow. So I will see you then.